Eagles and family. It is so good to see you guys. I miss you like crazy. I am looking for my kinder and first graders. This week is super fantastic because this week we are focusing on insects. And insects are such an interesting creature and thing that lives with us and under us. And a lot of times we don't see insects, or if we take a moment, we can really develop a love and a passion for them. And I know there's some awesome friends out there that really like specific insects. So you're gonna pick one that you like the best. So maybe it is a beetle or a ladybug. We could even do like dragonflies or butterflies. And you can really do your research if you would like. Mrs. Vaughn will put up on the website a whole smorgasbord of inspiration and ideation for you to thumb through and kind of pick a bug that you like the best. And so I've actually chosen one. I chose a beetle, and I'm going to use my phone today. My iPad is charging. And it's a very simple beetle, and I just want us to look at the different body parts first, okay? So obviously there's going to be kind of the head or the crown of the beetle, and then it's got like these two hard shells for the back, kind of like protecting their back. Maybe their wings underneath. Honestly, I don't know, but it'd be a good thing for me to research in a little bit, huh? All right, and then you obviously want to take into consideration their arms and their legs and how many they have, and if they have fingers or pinchers or things like that. So just explore and look at the different insects that there are, and then truly decide on one that you would like to recreate, okay? And we're gonna do some wacky insects. And the first thing you're gonna do is you're going to get a piece of paper, and we're gonna talk about the color wheel, okay? And the color wheel that we're gonna be focusing on is our warm and our cool colors. So we're gonna divide that color wheel in half. We're gonna look at our warm colors, and Miss Vaughn refers to our warm colors as our fire colors. Oh, you know what? I'm wearing warm colors. So it's gonna be your reds, your oranges, your yellows, and even your pinks, your warm colors, right? We're on fire. Then we also have the other side of the color wheel. And the other side of the color wheel is super important as well because it has our cool colors. So our cool colors are the ocean. So think about like the waves and the ocean and what is in there. So it's gonna be like your purples, your greens, and your blues. And those are gonna play a big part in our artworks this week as well. You also are gonna try to come up with a pattern. And it could be a stripe pattern, it could be a polka dot pattern, it could be a different lined pattern. You know, my lovely line song. Would you guys like to hear it? It's been a while. Let's see if my first graders remember, and let's see if my kinders can sing along. Are you ready? Finger in the air. Wave it like we just don't care. One, two, three. Lines, lines, lines. There are so many lines, and we use them all the time. And I love lines. There is a straight line, draw me a straight line, and a wavy line, a wavy line. Then we have a zigzag line, that gas line, Mrs. Vaughn's favorite. A dash, dash line, a dash, dash line. Then we have our roller coaster line, ready? Our loop-de-loop line that goes up and over, up and over, up and over. Then we have a castle line, and that goes up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over. And then we also have our bunny hop line that hops across our page, and then it can go upside down too. A bunny hop line that turns into a scoop. That scoop line. And our favorite line is a swirly line, and it starts in the middle and it goes around and around, and it gets bigger and bigger until it goes off the page. So those are just some of the lines that you could use if you would like to create your patterns. I would suggest one line pattern and maybe something a little bit more organic, so like a shape pattern. But let's take a look and see what that looks like on paper. All right, guys, so Miss Vaughn decided to do a dash, dash, a straight, a dash, dash, a loop-de-loop, dash, dash, a straight, dash, dash, a loop-de-loop, dash, dash, a straight, dash, dash, a loop-de-loop. Now, this part of the project is super fun. You get to pick whatever type of material you want to use to create the color part of your pattern. So if you want to use crayons, or if you want to use pastels, colored pencils, markers, if you want to use paint, you get to pick this week. So make sure you make it bold and exciting. So you're first going to decide if you're going to work with warm or cool colors first. You know what? I think I'm going to do warm colors. I'm sporting the warm colors today, so we're going to start with warm. All right. Friends, when Mrs. Vaughn talks to you about painting in the art room, I always tell you to start thinking about what you're going to paint first. And think about the lightest color you need to paint with. And if we're doing all the warm colors, then yellow is going to be my lightest color. And we do that to protect our water, right? Because if I start painting with dark purple, by the time I need to use my yellow, my water's already ugly and gross and muddy, and it's not going to bring you the brightest yellow you can make. So if you're going to be using yellow, I would suggest to start with yellow first. I think I'm going to make my straight line with yellow. And just a reminder, folks, the lighter colors, when it comes to painting with watercolor, you're gonna see that that pencil come through the paint. So if you don't want that pencil to show, you could erase that pencil and then paint that line. And that way you won't see that pencil underneath it. It just depends on the artist and if you wanna see it or not. So here is my really bold yellow line. And we talk about this in class sometimes. If you're painting with a lighter color and you really want it to stand out, this is the time we use more paint than water. Okay? So I'm going to do that for the rest of my straight lines. So here is my warm pattern paper, and I'm just going to set this aside and we're going to get started on our cool color paper. Now our cool color paper, I think I'm going to do something more of a shape pattern. So I'm going to do circles. If you want, you can use your circle tracers, or you could draw them by hand. Just a whole bunch of circles. So on this one, I am going to paint here and there and make sure I get all my cool colors. So I would start with the lightest, which is probably going to be green. Make sure you're using the tip of Patty's hair. And you're gonna get some bleeding or some mingling of colors if you touch wet paint with wet paint, like my green is starting to bleed into the purple. So just know that. Or you could paint, let it dry, come back, paint, let it dry, come back, so that they don't do that. But I don't hate it. Alright guys, so there is my cool, and I'm going to let this set aside and kind of dry. Alright, and your last step for the first day, or the first stop, I should say, because some of you guys complete everything in one day, which is really fun too, is I'm going to draw my beetle and kind of plan my puzzle piece, I guess I would say. So here's my beetle, paper number 3, for those of you who are keeping track. And I'm going to just work really hard on keeping the most detail I can. Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you. Just the body. Don't worry about the legs or antennas or anything that kind of comes off that are small lines. Those we will draw another day. Okay? I just need the big blocky pieces of the body. So if it has wings, you could do wings like a dragonfly. Make sure you draw the wings and the body. Alright, so here is kind of my beetle body. I'm not going to worry about the arms and the legs at that point. So what you are going to do is you're going to color code it somehow. So I would take one warm color and one cool color, and we're going to color code it together. We're going to start at the top, and you're going to pick warm or cool. Okay? Let's start with warm. So my first blocked section is going to be a warm color. I'm going to color it in. My next section is going to be cool. My next section is going to be warm. All right. So think of this like a puzzle for next time, okay? My warm colored pieces, my 2 red sections, I need to cut out in this paper. And my cool sections, I'm going to cut out in my cool painting, okay? So we're making the puzzle, and next time you come and see me for part 2, we are going to go in there and kind of dissect our puzzle and make sure that the correct pieces are the right colors that match your key or your puzzle piece, okay? So I'm going to write key on here because this is kind of our cheat sheet. This is telling our brain exactly what we need. And next time I see you, we'll put all the beautiful pieces together and you will have your wacky insect. I'll see you guys soon.